introduce your friend to your man's friend. I never used to be anything for imagination. Everything was out there. Boom. Hey Rumis, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. My name is Rumi. If this is your first time on this channel, please don't make it your last time by clicking the subscribe button below. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So if you're wondering why my background changed, I'm in the room downstairs because the socket upstairs isn't working. There's no light on that face, so I had to come use the room downstairs. Anyways, today's video I'm going to be talking about things that I learned in my early 20s versus things that I learned in my late 20s. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to say is that I've come a long way from where I was. Like, I had this belief and all this mindset and how I thought things were going to go for me. You know how you say, oh, I want this, I want that, blah 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 blah. It's not a bad thing, it's a push, but I've come a long way from there. I've come a really long way from thinking I want my spec of guy is a tall, thin, big chest, dark, you know, type thing. No. So yeah, the very first thing that I would say I learned in my late 20s, because I'm 26 now, that's considered late 20s, right? So the very first thing I would say I learned in my late 20s versus early 20s would be things are not always what they seem to be. So growing up, I was very gullible. I was the type of girl that I always I think I still have that trait. I do not doubt you or whatever until you give me a reason to, or like a chance to. So I'm that girl that if you tell me your name is Jesus, I will tell you, oh wow, that's a nice name or something. If you tell me you are you are the richest man on earth, I really don't have any reason to doubt you. Anything you say to me, I would always just take it like that until you give me a reason to think otherwise. And believe me, I've learned because I'm still that person. Yeah, low-key, very low-key. I'm still that person, but I've come to realize that things are not always what they seem to be. Long ago, I would judge people by the type of car they drive, the type of phone they use. You know, you can't really say. I would say I would judge them by what they are wearing, but like I wasn't really the type of person that would judge someone by what they're wearing, because even if it's looking like designers, it can be fake. So I usually don't judge people by what they wear, but it's more like the car you're driving, the phone you're using, the type of places you go to, which is still how a lot of people are judged these days. A lot of girls would judge someone by the type of car they are driving or something like that. A lot of people, not girls actually, a lot of people would judge someone by the type of car they're driving. But yo, I've just realized that that shit is crap. You would underestimate someone just because you think, oh, this person is driving a small car, so there's no way on earth this person has money. Like, oh, because this person is driving a big car, I think I should go on a date with this one because it looks richer. If it's rich, is it your money? Is the money your money? Are you the one that earned it? Girl. I just literally I just learned to stop assuming and believing in random things. So the second thing I would say I learned in my late 20s is that I've become more realistic with things around me. Yeah, I feel like it's still linked to the very first point, but in a different way, because you know how you as a child, you have this dream, you have this goal, you have this ambition, and all of a sudden you grow up and things are not the way they seem to be. So then you improvise, you change and reduce some of your expectations, and then yeah, that's just how it always is in life, in marriage, in business, in everything you do. Every single thing you do, it doesn't always seem to go the way you want it to, like perfectly the way you want it to be. So you always have to come down from that your high expectations. So like I've really learned that things are not always what they seem to be, and I had to just, you know, bring down that goal. That's by 25 I want to have visited China, I want to have visited Singapore, I want to you get me? By 20 something I want to be this, I want to have kids already, or like I want to have traveled, I want to all this, you know. You just have to bring it down. You cannot have it all, it's not possible. So you always have to like improvise, you know, change your mindset. I'm not saying you should settle. That's it. Oh, that's a whole topic on its own. But there's a difference, a wide difference between settling and being realistic. There's a wild difference between settling and compromising. So those are just like two different things. But yeah, I had to learn to be realistic with my goals, with my ambition, with my vision, with things I want in life. I became very realistic. So number 3 thing I learned in my late 20s. This I don't really think I learned this in my late 20s. I just, along the line, I just realized this, that keep your mouth shut and walk in silence. Stop sharing things. Just zip it. Zoom. Like me, my man, he literally calls me basket mouth, because I was literally not capable of keeping things to myself. When I get really excited, I want to share it with people that I care about, people that I love, you know, stuff like that, which is, there's nothing bad in that, yeah, but not everybody not everybody that you think should be kept here actually belongs here. So not everybody that you share that information with is happy for you, or like sometimes it's just better to keep some information to yourself till you're very sure of it, because people could discourage you, people could leak your secret literally. Like, just always work in silence. You want to do something, make sure you've gotten to point of no return before you share that information. Like, just zip it. Like girl, zip it. I'm not gonna say more than that. I know sometimes we get excited and we just want to share everything, but every time you feel like talking and you just want to talk too much, remind yourself to zip it. If it's not relevant information, don't just drop it out there. Nobody actually really gives a fuck. So like so the number 4 thing that I learned in my late 20s was that I didn't want to be addressed the way I was dressing. Yeah, I know it is like dress the way you want to be addressed, but the way I was dressing, I didn't want to be addressed that way. I didn't want a man to look at me like a sex object. You know, when you see someone, you like the person, you feel like, oh my god, this person is cool and all of that, and then there's a vibe, but it just changes. The way you dress actually determines the way you are addressed. When people say that thing, they mean it. So if you dress like you wear pants, you wear shirts, you're always covered up and stuff like that, you attract more mature type men. doesn't necessarily mean you will meet a fuckboy, because fuckboys are everywhere, but like the type of people you attract, not the type of people you meet. You can meet any type of person, it doesn't matter. Even if you dress like a hoe, you can meet anybody, but you attract more mature type people, because these f-boys, they are more attracted to the girls that are like letting so much out there. And I was one of those girls that were putting, I did not have sense of, everything was out there. And then I realized that I didn't want to be addressed the way I was dressed, so I had to unconsciously, cautiously start making changes. Before I knew it, I switched from, you know, wearing too much revealing top to like just a little, just, you know, just leave the rest for imagination. I never used to leave anything for imagination. Everything was out there. Boom. So I learned that I didn't want to be addressed the way I was dressed, and then I had to change the way I was dressing. And for that reason, I wouldn't say I'm attracting mature men because I'm taking, but like I would attract more mature people. The way I dress attracts more mature people. When I go out with my man, when I go out to places, I'm treated more maturely than when I'm just like acting like I'm in the streets. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but yeah, just literally acting. There's nothing classy about being naked. Now that I've said that, I'm moving on. So number 5 thing that I learned in my late 20s versus early 20s was that I had to be focused, and I had to stop waiting for someone to do stuff for me. So like there are so many things you want to do here, but like you're reliant on your parents, you're reliant on your boyfriend, you're reliant on some sort of way to achieve that particular thing. And because of that, it is holding you back, literally holding you back. I just learned that nobody's going to do it for you. Even if someone wants to do it for you, if you don't take that bold step first, like there's no seriousness there. Like nobody's going to take you really serious. So like don't wait on anybody. Just if you gotta do something, do it, like do it right now. Do it now, because oh, I stopped relying on people. I stopped waiting for someone to do stuff for me. If I want to get, even if it is something you paid for, like I paid someone to clean my house, cook for me and stuff like that, and she isn't just doing it, she's just not doing it the way I want it to be done, I get up and I do what I have to do, because you're wasting your time. You're just literally wasting your time. No matter the amount of shouting and screaming and all of that, it's not going to change anything. So yeah, get up, do that stuff you gotta do, and move on. I became more of a DIY person when I was like 25, you know. I know I stopped relying and waiting for people to do stuff for me. If I really want to get something done, I get it done, even if I have someone that is supposed to do it around me. Yeah, so stop waiting for people to do stuff for you. Number 16, yeah, number 16 that I learned in my late 20s. I wouldn't say late 20s. I learned this one along the line, but it clicked in my late 20s, is that never, I repeat, never introduce your friend to your man's friend. I repeat, pull your ears. Never introduce your friend to your man's friend. It's a no. It's a no. Like I used to be that girl that if I'm going out, like you're going out with your boyfriend or something, you go with a friend, and then he comes with a friend, and then your friends link up. And in what century are you doing that? In what century? In it is risky, very risky. There's too many risks, too many to doing stuff like that. Don't do that. Don't. I'm not going to explain it to you. If you want to know the risk, like if you want to really know the reason why I have this opinion, introduce your friend to your man's friend and just see. Just see. Not every friend has your interest in mind. No, don't introduce your friend to your man's friend. And bonus points, because I said I was going to give 7 points, I'm giving 6. I'm going to drop a bonus between, because I just thought of it now. Don't compare relationships. I learned not to compare relationships. I don't do that. I was never the type that compares relationship or something like that. I'm always like okay where I am, but it got to a stage in life where I started thinking, oh, this person's man doesn't really, it wasn't a case of, oh, my man isn't doing this for me, my man isn't doing that for me. It was more of a case of like understanding, you know, going out there. Some men don't want their women out there. Like, he wants you to be at home. If you're going to work, go to work. If you're going to do your business, do your business. Otherwise, come back home and stuff like that. And yeah, I wanted more of just a little bit more freedom. You know, I can hang out with my friend and stuff like that, which is fine. I can do that, but like I have to be home early. Just little things, and then you now start comparing that. Why does this person's man not take it serious? But like that's just a little example, because that was my scenario. That was what I had issues with. But I learned not to compare relationships, because I stand tall. I stand tall. Not everybody has gone through the sea that you are going through. Does that make any sense? I don't even know if that makes any sense. But like, not everybody has been through your type of relationship. Not everybody will relate with it. So yeah. And then the relationship you're comparing yourself with 2 years later, 3 years later, is it still standing? Or like it has served? Has it served? Either with your friend or your man or your parent or stuff like that. Don't compare, because like everything can't just be rosy. The things that it can't be equal, if you understand what I mean. Yeah, so don't compare relationship. And the very last of my lessons, and the most important, you know, and important, I started to appreciate myself just a little bit more. So if you watched my, you know, level up series, 26 lessons, 26 years, and all of those things, I've been saying it because I realized it late. I realized it really late. I would always put people before myself. And if I'm being honest here, you can't actually just eradicate that trait. It's not possible. If you find somebody important to you, if you have people that are close to you, you'd always want to like make sure they're okay, things are going fine with them. And then with me, I don't know if it's with everybody, before you know, I'm putting that person just a little bit more than where they're supposed to be. I'm putting them above me, and stuff like it's not supposed to be so yeah, it's still a work in progress, but I realized that I'm important, so I'm putting myself first. You need to learn to put yourself first. You are the captain of this ship, like I always say. So like what doesn't work for you, don't do it. The friendship that doesn't work for you, don't stay in it. The food that doesn't, you know, stuff like that. Career that doesn't go well, it just doesn't feel right. If you have an option, I'm not telling you to be your job, because maybe my fine. But if you have an option, I would say move on. Move on real fast, because like there's no time. There's really no time, and you don't know what is in stock for you. So like yeah, I realized pretty late that I'm pretty important, you know. And yeah, I'm going to end this video here by saying that you're important, you're beautiful, you are intelligent, you are the best of the best, you're one of a kind. learn to appreciate yourself more. We always do not appreciate ourselves enough. We look down on ourselves. We don't see the things we have achieved, and we only see, you know, the flaws and all of that, and it's not supposed to be so. So like, yeah, learn to appreciate yourself a tad bit more, because you're important, you're beautiful, you are unique in your own way. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give the video a thumbs up, give it a like button, and yeah, I'll see you in another video of vlog. Bye.